Hi everybody, welcome to Whiskey Mystery. I'm Phil, and today we are blind tasting bottle number 268, picked by Whiskey Finn. Again, I think we've drunk a little bit too much. And that was part of understanding the whiskey. Let's get the viscometer underway. It's pretty warm over here today. We had to run the AC before starting. Are we underway? Yes, we are. Right. Welcome everybody. I'm laughing at everyone from all over the world. Just got up, Hixie? Yes, it's whiskey time. Michael Woods in, Akwami, Falsgraf. Oh, I see a whole bunch of people. Sheldon, nice to see you in. Right. What are we going to be doing? For the next 12 minutes, and not a second longer, we will nose it, taste it, rank it somewhere on the shelf. If it can beat, oh amazing, Old Pulteney 12, the old bottle is still there. But even on the lower rankings, we're looking at things like Old Pulteney 21, Glendronach 15, the original, maybe, the original revival, all the way up to Brora at the top. Now, last week, a bit disappointed last week with Deanston 20, weren't we? We were expecting more from it. But when we tasted...
It was better, slightly better than 20.
About the same. But when we tasted this after all of those sort of Sherry Deanston tastings, this came across as being quite odd, didn't it? It was sort of unique at the end. Do you remember? Deepa doesn't remember. I
remember.
I can tell by that. It's like,
no.
What's he talking about?
I was thinking about it more Ex-Bourbon or more Sherry.
Yes. I think it was more that it was more odd. It was more vegetal. Now, we're going to do a giveaway today. So I'll put these down to remind me, because we just haven't done them. It's been a while. Yesterday's glass. Am I missing anything? I think I've pushed all the buttons. The timer's going. Yesterday's glass. Yes, that's yesterday's glass. Kind of
an icy vapor.
Icing vapor.
Vanilla.
It's sort of a dirty vanilla or an earthy vanilla, isn't it? It's not like clean like a pure ex-bourbon barrel. There's something leafy in there.
More ex-bourbon than Sherry.
Not getting any sense of peat on that glass. Right, let's have a pour.
The subtle sweetness.
What do we get? Making a big effort to pour some bubbles. Oh, they've disappeared fast. But not in a weak way, I don't think. I think those bubbles are disappearing in a strong way. Let's go straight to 50% comparison. See, the 50% is much more frothy. And the bubble size is smaller. So that makes me think maybe more like 56, where the bubble diameter... Oh, it could even be higher than that. It could even be higher. My next step is a big step up there. It's to 61. And 61 boils off. And that is a bourbon. So
it's 57, 58.
So we could be looking at high 50s today then. As opposed to, well, what the Deanston was mid 50s. Mid to high 50s, possibly. Ooh, interesting. I see the timer is almost done. 3:34, let's say. That means viscosity is actually pretty good. 110% compared to vodka. Okay, off you go.
It's a freshly poured.
Ooh.
And I'm getting you diabetes.
I'm going to try for myself.
Wow, fresh. Battery.
Thanks, Petehead. 3:34.
It's definitely a dirty.
Okay. Pretty strong vapor. We have a fly that is honing in on the whiskey.
It's lovely.
Now, does it seem strange the way it seemed strange at the end of last week, or does it seem more normal now? Sometimes it's just the other whiskey. Falsgraf. Oh, you're going Deanston 9 Bordeaux. That's a good guess. I'm not sure about the colour. That Bordeaux is more red than this.
Colour is
Oh, hang on. Is that peat or not?
But and Mr. Dirty.
I've got some sherry and possibly charred sherry on that nose. Oh, hang on. It's evolving. A little bit green notes as well. Let's let that evaporate out and see what develops. Not heavily peated, if it's peated. It's more like unsure if it's peated. Like, yes, like Port Charlotte, heavily peated. Whiskey with Molly, Clynelish 12. 22, sorry. Could be. A bit of Weetabix biscuity going on as well.
With a spray of mint eucalyptus.
Spray of mint eucalyptus. As this glass is evaporating out, it's much more interesting than this one.
The more sherry, but in a bright sherry.
And I'm getting pine needles, but after your Christmas tree's gone dead, you know, like 2 weeks into January, where it's mostly dry, but still a bit pine needly. So it's like a bit sherry, but I'm getting vanilla as well.
It's battery.
Well, they all have sprouted barley. I know what you mean, though.
Freshly sprouted.
It's towards the farmier side of sherry.
Yes, farmy.
Are you getting vanilla or not?
It's sort of, yeah.
Oh, see, isn't that smoky now?
Well, there is some dirtiness when you open a garbage.
This is
But
what
in the farm.
This is what happened yesterday. It got a little bit confusing. In fact, I'll bring the picture up. And we called it Into the Whisky-Verse because it seemed like there were many things going on in parallel here. Possibly a bit peaty, possibly a bit sherry, possibly a bit vegetal, possibly a little bit peppery and vanilla as well. So it was kind of pulling in different directions. Now I'm getting leather, orange, and mushrooms. Quite interesting.
Even some apple lemony syrup.
And this one is more Weetabix or shortbread. I'm actually going to leave that glass. Let me use your glass for the watery version. How are we doing for time? 5 minutes.
Very interesting.
Now
There's so much going on in very powerful.
And it is alcohol strong, so I'm going to go for about 50% water on this first taste.
Even on the summer side.
Let's see, can we see any of the swirly things going on in there? It looks quite pale on that camera, doesn't it? You see the oils in there, just kind of rippling away.
Oh, but there's some sauterne in it.
Like a bit sauterne, almost. Now, how does this compare?
A spicy cake.
This is going peaty now for me. At least very char.
Sour milk.
Sour milk. Well, compared to this, I'm getting
Dr. Vinegar.
Okay, let me speak for a bit. Peaty is the initial thing I get there. Very light. This is slightly more Clynelishy, like it's more of the light fruit and apple on the watered version. And on the dense one, I'm getting more of the darker, slightly sherry things. If there's sherry in it. Colour suggests it could. Right. Watery version. So on the nose, very good. Based on this being everywhere at once, I'll take a stab at Clynelish 22 signatory. Trains are. So you're on the Clynelish train as well. Right.
Okay, then we got a distillery mint. Farmy.
Oh. It is a bit eucalyptus now, isn't it? Which is normally a thing we get with Springbank.
Yes.
Although we got it with Ben Nevis.
But I think I get multi cheese.
No.
That funk we normally get.
No mouldy cheese.
But we got sour milk.
Your subtitles have gone mad, Deepa. They're just like constantly scrolling. Oh, there we go. So, do you like it? Yes.
I'm a spotter to the butt.
That's about 50% water.
So it got to be very high. Maybe 57, 58.
Yes, I think so. Let's try a bit more. Sort of a challenging whiskey set of flavours. And it is about 4 things going on at once, so there's complexity, but not necessarily age complexity. I think it's more a mix of barrels complexity.
Now I've got sulphur.
Oh, you got sulphur?
That's a vinegar. Very subtle. Nice way.
Can you fix your subtitles? It's gone mad. Otherwise people won't know the exciting things I'll be saying. Right, I think we better compare. I am not sure which direction we're heading in, but probably an official bottle because I think it's a mix of barrels.
Okay.
We know it's high ABV.
Yes.
It's probably not that old because I'm not getting a long finish. I'm getting more power from the alcohol than complexity from the age.
But I'm enjoying the finish.
I'm going to try full strength. Okay, you go. Nicely sherry, fruity.
Therapy. It's delicious. But it's so 57, 58.
Oh.
I prefer with the waters.
Yeah, I prefer it with the water as well.
Sulphur vinegar.
The finish is a bit oaky bitter at full strength, which I didn't get at all with the water. Let me try the... Okay. I would argue there's cheesiness amongst a bit of smokiness now.
No, vanity is appearing.
I think that's pointing us in a certain direction. Could it be? Could it be? Let's compare because time's up.
With the porter.
Better, maybe we shouldn't do this one first. Let's do this one first. Better or worse? This is what percentage? 55%.
It's okay. So I got straight up the porter.
Oh, that's very sweet by comparison. It's sweet.
It's okay.
I know it's a sherry barrel, but it's sweet into vanilla. Not nearly as complex.
It's more peppery, more complex. I go for this one. I prefer this. Not very peppery. It's better. I'll shut that again.
It's a bit easier and simpler.
Simpler, easier, complete.
Well,
go for this.
I can tell you that was a 20-year-old Sherry Ben Nevis. Not the top shelf one. It's one that's actually hanging out here.
Oh.
I actually like the complexity more, but it's more challenging. This is somehow more pleasant, but there's a certain enjoyment in the complexity. Okay, let's try something else. Better or worse?
Very, very soft ABV.
That's better. Oh, a little bit tobacco on the end now. And with the water, instead of barrel bitterness, it's more like a little herbal tobacco licoricey finish now. Now you look stressed.
I'm very uncomfortable with it. Maybe very short ABV as well, 58.
This is a bit more wine gums, and I think I like this slightly better. Now,
ABV.
it's up there as well.
I'm getting a bit of suffer in this.
It seems like your whole facial expression has turned into I don't like anything now.
Because it's too... Maybe too much of ABV, probably.
So why don't you just put some water in, the way you enjoyed it before?
Now my gum is burning.
In fact, that was probably too much for that amount. Let's just put all of that in, right?
It's slightly better. It's just because, yeah, too much of suffer.
Let me try this. See, I like that now.
With the right amount of water.
Yeah. It's not so strong. And it is complex, bitter, char, tobacco-y types of things.
Not too watery. Anyway, I think it's slightly better.
Okay. Springbank 12, cask strength, which is actually here on the shelf compared to the Ben Nevis that is here. So there's all of these in between, including Springbank 21, by the way. So, I think what we're saying today's is it's on the shelf.
Yes. Oh, yes.
And there's none left. Why are you drinking it full strength?
No, that's what that gets.
Oh, I see. We're saying it's on the shelf and it's somewhere. Well, how compared to this, do you think?
I put them side by side.
I don't know if there's anything else to compare in between. All right, but not higher. It's not top shelf. No?
No. I mean, it's over here. I was next to it.
Do you actually like it? Seems
I
like
just
Deep has
got
gone off it.
overwhelmed by the ABV.
Right. We had better bring up the spreadsheet.
It's very, very good.
It's good. Okay, it's good. Now, what can it be? Probably not in the 60%. I don't think. 12 minutes and not a second longer, Peter. Exactly. You knew that wasn't going to be true. Could it be something high like a linkwood? There's the Deanston. Could be Mortlach, Longrow. There's a local barley. I don't think it's Octomore. Clynelish. There's another Springbank 12 cask strength. The 2018 version. Lag, Tamor. I don't think we're this low on the ABV down here. Longrow Red. You never know. It could be though, couldn't it? It could be. So we're looking
Again, suffer keeps coming up. And the suffer is coming with my finish as well.
I don't think it's going to be Lagavulin. It's not smoky enough for that. I don't think it's going to be smoky enough for Octomore. Also, it's ex-bourbon. Could be Springbank. Could be Longrow. Could be Springbank again, if it's local barley. Linkwood. Not 61 ex-bourbon. Don't think so. Don't think it's 21 years old. That Linkwood. But you know what it could be? The one we thought the other week. It could possibly be the Bunnahabhain. Could possibly see where there's a lot of familiar looking boxes here. And there's the Deanston. And we can sort of cheat and say that colour. It's not winey enough, I don't think. Which probably means it's not the Longrows either. I think this 12 cask strength is which one? Okay, this is 70% sherry, 30% bourbon, and it's 56.2%. The local barley is the 2010 Belgravia, and I haven't marked on how much sherry is in it. It has some, I think. Hang on, spreadsheet to the rescue. Let me see. Springbank, local barley, 10 Belgravia is 30% sherry, 70% sherry, fully sherried. Wine, I don't think it's winey. I don't think it's peated enough.
And the 30% sherry. No.
30% sherry?
We got too much suffer. It's been more sherry.
Could it be local barley though? But local barley.
And it's not too sweet, or it could be.
I remember this being very sulphury. 57%.
Is it suffery?
Is it smoky enough for a Longrow? Let's have a quick look at the painting again. Because I don't think Longrows are normally darker than that when I paint them. Right, I think it's the other 12 cask strength. What do you want to pick?
Well, it is fully sherry.
Fully sherried and
Peat.
Longrow levels of peat. Are you saying no to the PX?
They're not prunes.
Not pruny.
It has to be this one. I go for this one.
Oh.
No, give me the other one.
So demanding. Now, give me the other one.
That is much better. Well, not really. The problem is that is easier to drink, but this is sweeter. But it has more complexity, more going on in it. It's very sophisticated.
I don't think sophisticated is the right word. If it is this. It's challenging.
Yes. But no, that is very intriguing.
It's complex, but also in a way that a 5-way boxing match would be complex. If you know what I mean. Oh, hang on.
That was simpler.
We've tasted this before as part of the lineup. We called it Spiky Leaves. We tasted this a year ago. We said thin sugar vanilla, mint apple funk. That could be valid. Grass wood drying savoury, burnt leaves, green, a bit harsh and spiky, licorice lemon mint. I could be convinced of all of those notes. Right, over to the chat. Ready? Before we reveal, chat, how are you doing? Okay, this is funk thing. No, yes, Welsh. Something funky. Drew! Hey, Drew!
Edward 11.
Edward 11 Sauterne, I think, is over 60%, so maybe not. That Longrow 14 is one of your faves, Drew. Deeper really liked it as well. I think Roy described it as something like a box of fireworks in the sulphury explosive sense. Right, I think the sipper has to be sophisticated to appreciate it. Is that it?
It is.
Sophisticated is older whiskies for me.
It's very.
Tim, I thought you were working, Tim. Good to see you. There are some great ones that you've had for years still waiting. That Bunner, yes, PX, the Anok 24, the Deanston Bordeaux. I know. By the time we get there, will they be on the shelf? Are you ready for the reveal? How's your confidence level?
Pretty high.
I would go Longrow next.
Me too.
ABV 56-ish. Just leave that alone. Age is 12 years.
I'm about to get the...
It is $109. It's from Campbelltown, and it is from Springbank. It is the Springbank 12 cask strength, $109 we paid.
But I have to say,
No, don't interrupt this magical moment. This is how to stop people deeper talking, to keep our hands under control. We get fireworks. That means, apart from the Deanston, Drew. Deanston 20 Oloroso last session. We didn't like it as much as we liked Old Pulteney, old bottle 43%.
I prefer Old Bacony Smith over decent 20. But,
I just thought burnt toast.
But about to again Campbell.
Yes.
But another bad Smith.
Ah, now.
Because it's very, very interesting moment to compare that why they are different.
This is the one on the shelf.
I think it's 2020. I think he 20.
This is another one.
Oh my gosh. What? Wow.
This is another one.
Wait. It is 2020. I think
we have. What would you like us to compare to? Now, today's bottle is the 2018 56.2%. This is 70% sherry, 30% bourbon.
I forgot again.
Just read it.
I'm for you.
Okay. Don't talk, because otherwise they won't.
Where is the year? Where is the year? Come on. I'm just asking for the year. Oh, I need to see that one. Okay.
Where it says 2018. Okay. That's the clue.
I didn't. I'm looking for it. I didn't see. Okay. So it's 2018.
Okay. Can you keep your inner thoughts for a minute while I get through the lineup? 2018. 70 or 65, somewhere around 70% sherry. Let's do it this way round. 2019, 35% sherry, so the opposite. 2020 is the four-way mix. 45 bourbon, 25 sherry, 25 burgundy, 5 port. Hey!
That's today.
Sheldon, thank you very much. We're about to do a drawing, so good timing. And the current one, 2022, which I haven't written on it, so I'll do it now. 2022. This is 100% ex-bourbon, in the same way that this year's local barley is 100% ex-bourbon.
But at percentage, and you can see the color. But it is 70%. But this is darker than this color.
Well, that's the way it is.
I mean, but sherry is
Oh,
brighter.
Drew! Thank you very much. Where's your coins too? Name going in the hat. Much appreciated. Deanson 20 is always number one. Say it. It is. Deanson 20, always number one, Drew. I'm with you. If you ever run out, we might have a bit left. Thanks, Sheldon. So who else got it? Just pulled out my last 4-ounce sample of the 2018 Springbank 12 cask strength. So this one. Okay, you know Deepa's going to want to try them all. That could not have been more perfectly timed. That interruption. So, ex-bourbon. The four-way mix. Oh, I think I just...
35. I am the pathetic.
These inner thoughts.
It's for...
Inner thoughts, Deepa. I think I just mixed the glass. Anyway, it doesn't matter. This is the 35% sherry. And today's is the 70% sherry. Now, what's on the shelf? Oh yeah, we got to do the drawing as well. In they go. Let's do this drawing right now. Names in the hat. Winner gets $50 worth off the sharing list, and if you're outside shippable areas, it'll just be $50 PayPal.
Do you have any more Dalmore 12?
Dalmore 12. Okay, who is it going to be? In fact, do 2 because we need 2 months. 2 months worth. First winner is Drew. Drew, congratulations. I could send you $50 worth of Old Pulteney. The fix is in.
No, you got done.
I'll pick the next one. Make sure I don't pick a Drew. Tony Nelson. Tony, are you in? Tony, you have been picked as well.
You can never see it.
Congratulations. And now, Patreons. We've got lots of little tiny names in the Patreon hat. For every $1 that people Patreon, they get a name in the hat.
But not do.
Well, there's some people that go higher. So if you put $5 Patreon, you get 5 names in. Oh, you mean 1 or 2 choices? 2. Will Ravi win again?
What's that again?
Will Ravi win again? Ravi. 25% of all the names are Ravi. And these names are tiny. Okay, what have we got?
He's so tiny.
Fabi Dram. I'll have to look up on Patreon. Fabi, look how tiny that is. Fabi Dram. That is definitely a first time win for Fabi. I would remember that name.
Tony say I.
Oh, Tony, you're there. Congratulations. Right, one more.
No, I'm not done.
Okay, my turn.
But let me check first.
Ah, I've already shaken. Is that one? Okay, who have we got? Patrice.
Is that
Canadian. Patrice. Haven't seen Patrice in for a while. Patrice La France. Congratulations, everybody. Some fireworks for you. And thanks for all the support, of course. Whatever support comes in, we try our best to share it back out.
Yeah, but not those ones.
To make sure we're really running a non-profit whiskey experience here. Let me go to the chat. I'm just giving these a little bit of time in the glass. So let's get these looking forwards. I hope I'm not annoying people by having 12 cask strengths on the table. Shenanigans. For Drew. Yes, shenanigans.
What is shenanigans?
Drew's name went in and immediately came straight back out again. Let me scroll up a little bit. Oh yeah, there you go. Moronic, thanks for rubbing it in with those Springbank 12. All those bottles. Admittedly, when did we buy it? We bought this 6/12. That doesn't make sense. Obviously, we bought this in 2018. We bought this one 12/20, 9/21, and this one 3/22. I feel like
That's the price, but
we might have. Yeah, what were the price differences? Good point. 109, 2018, 120 for the 2019, 134 for the 2021, and 165. So we're looking at a 50% price increase, aren't we, over those 3 years? Michael Wood. I've never had any Springbank. That's obscene. Michael, you know how to find our sharing list. There's Springbank on the sharing list. And if there's not, isn't Springbank Local Barley 9 still on there? Get in touch. Sharing list in the description. Well done, Whiskey Mystery. I can't believe it. Did nobody get it? Scrolling back, everyone was on the Springbank 10 Local Barley, but no one on the 12. Really? Fair enough. Wow, 100% Ex-Bourbon. I need to get a bottle or 2 of that one. Reb, of course, as a non-sherry drinking person, this is probably the first 12 cask strength that you could get, isn't it? Now, it arrived here 3 months ago in the US. It would have been released in the UK probably at 2021. So it is, just so you know, Reb, this is 55.9%, the Ex-Bourbon one. Unbelievable. 38 left. 75 watching, and nobody apart from you went with the 12. What are the odds? We need to start allocating the last ones to the chat. Yes. I feel all the smarter for getting there then. We of course we have the advantage of actually tasting it. We all know that the best Springbank version is the 4-7 first fill bourbon, 2-7 refill sherry, 1-7 first fill, I don't know. Oh, made at the distillery.
You made it?
Tony, that's what you got? Fantastic. Where did you go? First fill bourbon, refill sherry, and first fill sherry. Too much sherry.
But
Not enough Sauterne.
But it was 4-7.
2/7. You know, that was the percentage. What a great date. Tony, did you get to try the 31-year Springbank in the Ex-Bourbon barrel in the warehouse? I bet you did. Hey Phil, I might be talking like Deepa does, and I have functioning ears. Be patient. Very good. Tony, oh I see, yes. Okay, I'm catching up. Reb, £350 a bottle and all sold out. Oh no, that's auction prices, I'm sure. Not worth it. We'll probably confirm in a second. Do you think the Compass Box No Name number 3 would land in the top with the other Compass Boxes? Tim, we did actually try a sample of the 3 and thought it was really good. We really liked it more than the 2 and close to the 1, and the 1 was still the fave. So I would guess Compass Box 3 would probably be in here. Maybe up there. From what I remember, the little sample I tried.
And oh, the next one, I'm so sorry about the next one.
I don't know what the next one is.
Icky.
Hixie, what a dream lineup to be sitting in front of. So jealous. Ah, sorry, Mark. How's your Springbank 15? Did it make it home? Is there any left? Molasses, I joined at the right time. Seeing all the cask strength. Yes, oh no. Enjoy those Springbanks, so good. Yes. Oh, cheers. Hit the like button, people. Thanks, Drew. It's been a while. Group pick. Go on, why not? Let's do group pick. Top, middle, bottom. And we have 2 rows, or the straggler, on each shelf. Shout some out. No barley to bottle tour. Oh, yes, your barley to bottle tour.
Ah, barley to bottle.
Why not a blind pick by Deepa? That's funny. Could do that also. Yes, I did try the 31-year Springbank. Tony, lovely. What a magical whiskey tasting moment to be standing in the Springbank warehouse and seeing 31-year-old whiskey pulled out of a barrel.
So trooper also didn't split battle.
Yeah. Hixie, yes mate, they all survived. Thanks again. Great. Okay. How are we going to do it? I want to actually compare the local, not the local barley, the 100% barley with today's 70% sherry.
That's the most, that is the bad, but that is sherry. I think the 100% so going to be extreme.
Oh, that is lovely stuff. It has all the ex-bourbon sweetness, slightly syrupy, but then it's got the pine needles mintiness floating on the top, hasn't it?
And also eucalyptus.
Yeah, I say pine needles. Deepa says eucalyptus.
But it is not as good as the Nevis 23.
Oh, though. By comparison, much
very sweet, syrupy, yummy,
but much more interesting.
Like more good on. I think it's simple.
So
I'll go for this one first.
This over this, right? Let's go.
But it's very, very sweet.
Let's go to the 4-way. No, let's go. Yeah, let's go to the 4-way. That's like someone tried to make toffee and leaves and sticks and tobacco got involved. That's really interesting as well, and more fun than the Ex-Bourbon.
I'm even much more on this compared with it. And now I get about the boat. This. So, what you prefer this part of this?
On this quick jump in, I'm putting the 4-way ahead.
Oh yeah. The much more on the first, second, third.
And now I'm on the 35% sherry. That's very good as well. Ah, they are good.
I think it's actually somber.
Yeah.
I prefer this over this. I think there's two sort of similar.
I put these two equal. This is a bit more interesting, but coming back to it, I like it. The 4-way is ahead, and let me try today's one more time. We're getting into that 5-way boxing match that I mentioned earlier.
I think that is easy to do. It's simple. The best one. I'm not sure about the two.
Oh. Having gone between them now, I could enjoy them all equally. Which one is supposed to be on the shelf? I've forgotten. The 57.1.
I think my least favourite.
Well, that's the one that's on the shelf.
My least favourite.
I'm going to say that...
But it's good. It's good though. It's very good. Wow.
I'm not going to say anything because Deepa's going to say something instead. I'm going to say they're all excellent. Today's, we just have it represent by the same one. Now, can you imagine it being any higher or lower?
I have to try.
Funny you should say that. Better or worse? You might want some water. I'll come back to the chat in a minute. We're not crashing into Roy today, are we? I think he's still on holiday.
It's very good.
Our old friend.
9.
This is the 9-year. The local barley.
Wow, it's so good. It's more, I have to say...
It just fills out that farmy factor a lot more. Last one, before we pick a bottle. I've lost track of what we're supposed to be doing. Oh, you were supposed to have water before that. But anyway.
Ooh, I like that. It's easier. It's more intelligent. I put it to order.
Is it better than all of them?
I feel more comfortable with this.
Is it?
But I don't really like this stuff very much. Oh, that's mine.
Tony, you recognise this label, I'm sure.
I like it. I'm surprised.
Deepa has put her own bottle.
Papa, you didn't like it.
But you're right, this is older, because on average this would be more like 15-year-old. This is 70% Sauterne, which was 14, and 30% bourbon, I think was 14 as well, wasn't it, Tony? And I'm guessing you're putting it on the top shelf. Somewhere up there.
Papa, you didn't like it.
I did like it. Would you put it higher?
I prefer it like 13.
Okay. Congratulations. I don't think there's anything left to taste. Oh, hang on. I found something else to taste. Because why not? It's down there.
is a bit different. It's very old and maybe grey. So maybe animal, dirty.
Is it better or worse? Nah.
Again.
Longrow 15. With a second maturation in Chardonnay.
I bet it's just on the shelf.
It is on the shelf. It is there.
Why? There was something sorry. It was sorry.
Should we clear the desk, the table, so that we don't...
But you better put this back with a 9.
Okay.
With a 9.
Let me not clear the table. Because when we finish the show, Deepa's going to want to go through them all again. Oh, look at that lineup. Let's straighten that label up.
I don't remember this one.
That's okay. It's time for a new bottle. Let me quickly look. Did we actually... You know what? I've given up what the group pick was. Deepa, you just pick a bottle off the shelf. Why don't we do that?
But this is me very need. So I picked this one.
Okay, Deepa's going to pick the outlier. Let's see. Michael Wood, kind offer. My son is going to Springbank this month.
Wow.
And doing the mixing class. I'm hopeful something will find its way back. Okay.
Yes.
Tell him, get to the distillery before opening time. So if it's 9 o'clock, get there at 8:45.
Or 8:30.
Or whatever the opening time is. And get in the line.
Maybe don't know, Papa, never mind.
Deepa, get in the line. So that you get to look what's in the cage before they officially open. Because that's what happened to us. We were lining up for the opening time, but they said, you can come in and look. You're just not allowed to buy before 10 o'clock, I think it was. But you can go in and look and make your choice. And so when they open the cage, you can pick your bottle. Right. Okay, off you go. How come you don't have anything to say when it's your turn?
Everybody, the back row.
Back row.
Top.
It doesn't matter. You've picked it. Molasses, that 56.1.
No, Apple, you follow the rules. It's the mid top. Back row.
That 56.1 is a brilliant bottle. That is the four-way split. It really is, isn't it? I'm just going to look now. Do we only have one? I wonder if we managed to pick up a second one. Springbank 12. No, we only have one. We have no backups of these 12s. Everything on the table is open. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. And very lucky we are too. I appreciate. I know. Greg's Whiskey Guide. I'm resisting to open another Springbank cask strength, but this time it's the limited edition for Belgium. Full Ex-Bourbon. It's got to be the same one, Greg. Full Ex-Bourbon, 12-year cask strength. A true coconut bomb. Yes. Got to be the same batch. Maybe they use different barrels in the vatting. Who knows? Let's see. Whiskey 101. I should bring the chat back up. Let me go through the chat because people probably have good questions. I think they keep going with all the Spring 12 cask tasting competition. They will understand your comment more. Oh, I see. Yes, you're joking with Falscraft. Fair enough. Richard Jones, Phil, question. How would someone who can't afford the prices of something very special get involved here? Well, Richard, in the description, we have a link to a sharing list. And these aren't on it, I don't think. But I do try to put things of interest on there. And I think this bottle might still be on. It might be in the Patreon only. But look at the sharing list. You'll see my email. And if you want to try a sample of things, send me an email.
It's short finish.
Short finish on the Ex-Bourbon. Greg, I did think about you. I think we should drink more more water in between. I saw you shouting in the last tasting. Okay, I think we did a better job this time. Whiskey 101. Deepa is not sure about the end 2. Compare them all again. Yeah, and then
pizza.
we still have a pizza in the freezer that we still haven't eaten. Right, Whiskey 101.
Please make for me.
I have the feeling Roy might be back from the holiday by the time we finish this, better or worse. How are we doing? Yeah, we're still below an hour. Greg talking to Falsgraf. I'll jump down. I think we're almost at the end. We're almost caught up. Let's see. Fantastic again. Those self-bottling Springbanks. Yes, Greg. If you ever get the chance, I'm sure you would absolutely love it. Falsgraf. Okay, from a rum cask. Oh yeah, talking about the rum version. Single cask, Greg. Ooh yeah. This this is like whiskey port. You know, once I started to think yesterday it might be a Springbank, I thought, right, I'm bringing everything up that could be appropriate. Opening the normally is 10. Opening time normally is 10. Peter, yes, you're right. Greg's Whiskey Guide. No, sorry, it's the 13-year cask strength, 2011 bottling. Got it. Okay. Very nice. Now, I didn't bring up those cage bottles to compare. I thought that would be too much. Oh yeah, that's right. We haven't done that yet. This show has rules. Of course it has. How can you break them if you don't have them? Like the 12-minute rule. Yeah, exactly. Go deeper. Right, Greg. Half a crown. You're late. Oh, Alpha Crown. For some reason, that is so funny. I woke up this morning and in my mind was this word, Alpha Crown.
What's the word?
Alpha Crown.
Oh!
It was just in my mind. And I'm like, where's that from? And I could not place it. And I even got the phone out and I searched for Alpha Crown and it was showing me Alfa Romeo cars. And I was like, was that in a movie? Where is that coming to my head? Thank you very much, Alpha Crown.
Firework.
Where's the marker pen? The marker pen is over there for some reason. So that is so funny. Alpha Crown. Of course, this is where it's from. You were in my head, apparently. I can't tell. Are you guys Springbank fans?
Not really. It's just happened.
What do you mean?
The plantation. We like it.
Deeper. What do you mean, not really?
I mean, it's just up here. It's not our intention.
If I looked in my spreadsheet, I did count it up at one point, and something like 30% of the volume of whiskey that we still have is from Springbank at this point. We have okay, let me scroll. Just in terms of what volume do we have? What volume? We've got 5 years left. Do we have a total volume? Good grief.
You got 5 years.
Based on how fast we're drinking. Right, I'm scrolling down all of what's left in our whiskey spreadsheet. Sorry, it's not something that is on the screen. We have got, how much left? 128,000 ounces. 128,000 ounces total whiskey. That sounds like a big number. And if I do Springbank, I should include Longrow, shouldn't I? If I do Springbank alone, we don't have Hazelburn.
Ex-Bourbon. Yeah.
Springbank, we have 31,000 ounces. So 31 out of 128 is, you know, about 25%. And then Where's the Longrow? Let's add in Longrow. Longrow is not Longmorn. And Longrow is another 8. So that means we've got, out of 128, 39 is Springbank and Longrow. Is that?
You mean 39 Laphroaig?
We have 128 total. 39 is
Together.
Springbank and Longrow combined. So roughly 40 to 130. So that ratio is about, not quite a third, about 30%.
Papa, I'm saying that is not our fault.
What do you mean? It's not our fault. We're the people who bought it.
I mean, but we this. I was we like it. And then we buy it. And then we're a fan. That's what it means.
And bear in mind, the number is down because we put 11 Springbanks back in the auction. Otherwise it would have been higher.
So that we're not really fans.
Deepa's trying to say we're not fans. Imagine this in court with the opposition putting in their side. The reality is, yes.
That is just that is so good.
Yes, we are fans. We are whiskey nerd fans, almost embarrassingly stereotypical whiskey nerd fans
But
in the Springbank cul-de-sac. And we were into whiskey just barely enough to avoid the recent price spikes. I have to say, after last week's episode, no, was it last week? That was Deanston. After the Ben Nevis episode, I did go online, even though we're not supposed to be buying any more whiskey. I thought I will search. And I was like, of course, there's one at Bourbon and Wine Spirits, what's it called? Over in Sacramento, Roseville, which we visited. We literally saw the bottle. It's in the video. I thought, I'm going to order it.
But I have to buy it.
But when I phoned in to check on my order, somebody else had got there just at the same time.
Wow.
Which means one of you. Almost certainly. And that's only fair, isn't it? I really hope that someone who watched the video got the bottle. If you're there, let me know. Comment below. 1 hour. Okay, here we go. I'll get back to the chat before we go. So that means we haven't bought another bottle, and we're now at day 92.
But how many more Ex-Bourbon? How many bourbon? Do we have any more? How many bourbon?
Deepa's asking, do we have any more bourbon? And everybody here knows we do not.
Okay. Oh, there's a fat puppet.
We still have a few Springbanks though. At least we have the 25. We have the D&M liquor. Do we have any more Springbanks? I'm not even sure. I'll go to the chat whilst we wait for the Deepa. Okay, we don't have to wait.
Is there another good one?
Oh, another good one.
Shot. Yeah.
Oh, power. Considering what we've been drinking, to say this is strong.
Not for me. But it is 45. Oh.
That's like Edredauer Sauterne levels.
Oh yeah, I know that.
Shh. Don't give any clues, Deepa. Don't give it away by giving clues. Right. Where's the chat? Let's bring the chat up. Oh, did I bring it up? It was already up.
Where's
my mouse?
But it's back to top.
Let's go back up. Where were we? Kwame, hidden sound system. I have no idea who you're chatting to. Is it me? You're not like, okay. Sing, dreaming my dreams of you. I'm losing complete track of this chat. I don't know if they're aimed at us or someone else. That's so funny. We are warm up for next Thursday. Yeah. Okay, Deepa is drunk. Not Springbank fans, whatever. Exactly. Just to let you know from Greg. My last bottle of Springbank 12 cask strength left is the 2014 batch, Greg. 60% fresh, 40% refill. So, oh, okay, all sherry then. Really. That's almost a third Falsgraf. Yes, exactly. Kilkerran. Actually, that's a good point, Michael. Kilkerran, obviously, Kilkerran is Glengyle and not Springbank. Kilkerran. We don't have that many Kilkerrans by comparison. We have, actually, we only have 3 Kilkerrans. We have a 12, the 16. Oh no, we have 2 Ex-Bourbon. So only 1.8 by comparison.
And the fresh positions to the potato fresh mini to the potato Ex-Bourbon.
No, fresh sherry. How are we not fans? Exactly. Not our fault. Yes, Whiskey 101. Exactly. Renee, I'm so disappointed that Deepa doesn't like the Hazelburn. It's a very nice whiskey. To be fair, we've had the Hazel...
It's important.
Carry on.
And, but there was sherry at the door. That was about really...
Okay, so Deepa's information is completely wrong. We've had the Hazelburn 13 Oloroso from about 2018. We didn't like it that much. Not enough to look for another one. 13 years old. And we had a 20-something-year-old Hazelburn, 23, I think, at Springbank on that magical tour, which was heavily sherried. And we might like a Hazelburn Ex-Bourbon. You never know. It's typically the fact that it's heavily sherried that puts us off. Right. Where are we up to? Falsgraf. If there's stuff, hit your preferences, all that. And as long as you got the money for it, you buy it. I see. That's what you're saying. Alpha Crown. Is it the single malts of Scotland 96 Ben Nevis? That's this one. This one is the single cask Nation 96. Ex-Bourbon Ben Nevis. No more bourbon. It's the reason Melissa left this channel and unsubscribed. Melissa left us a message right at the beginning of the chat. Right. We started with bourbon, but now it's boring. Only Scotch lovers now. Deanne. Yes. Greg. Indeed, Kilkerran is not Springbank, but Glengyle. Even if some funkiness is in common for sure. I mean, the people are the same, right, Greg? The people who work at Springbank also work at Glengyle. But, of course, if the stills are different and the spirit is different, it's a different thing. Petehead, heading off. Yes. Well done. Good decision. Saying goodbye to everyone. Fresh equals first fill. Yes. Deanne, I wish we could find a Springbank 12 cask strength in South Florida. Only 10, 15 and 18 available, but at least we have that. I understand. Check on 1000corks.com. See what might show up. You can do a search local. You never know. You might be able to... Can you order in from outside if you're in Florida? You never know with the rules. Funny America. National Parks Artist. Abelard 15. Laphroaig 16. Very good. Talisker 11. Fantastic. Thanks. Oh, good. Is that what you've been drinking today? Excellent. The Springbank 12 hit the East Coast back in March. And getting a bottle was even harder than getting local barley last year. Wow, Alpha Crown. Is that right? This this was the bottle. We actually bought this from Palo Alto, Fine Wines and Spirits. I'd called up to see if it was there, and it happened to have just arrived, so I knew what it was like. I said, can I pay for it now? They said yes. We drove down, we picked it up, and I think they might have only had the one bottle. I was just lucky on the timing. And if you watch the video, you'll see by the time we get to the car, the bottle was somewhat down because I poured the guys in the shop a 65ml sample because they never get to try it, so that it was fun. Try the Hazelburn 10, Renee. That's what I'm thinking, and that is ex-bourbon, is it not? I think we might like that. I would agree.
Wait, do we have any Hazelburn in the arse?
No, we have no Hazelburn. I've never understood why putting Hazelburn triple distilled in those first fill sherry or first fill wine casks, to be honest. Yes, Blender in me is speaking. Well, the person, and I've forgotten his name, if you watch the Springbank tour video where we do the tasting of the 31-year-old Springbank, I've forgotten his name, sorry. The person who was showing us those barrels said he's a big fan of Hazelburn, but not in the heavy sherry barrels. So he would agree with you, Greg. He would. I'm not sure if you're both drunk, but I'm starting to need subtitles now. Yes, let me try harder. I think we're almost done, aren't we? For me, Hazelburn works better with ex-bourbon or some light alternatives. Yes, Greg. You know, okay, we should sort out and find a Hazelburn ex-bourbon. Rishab, Springbank is rare in India. Well, you're
so sorry.
I can't imagine it would be very difficult to get through the import complexities into India, wouldn't it? If you're a very small distillery, I'm sure it's probably too much trouble for them. You'll have to come out to get it back in and pay all the taxes. Okay, Alpha Crown, and I literally calling 6+ stores and searched like a detective for it. Ended up secured 3 bottles with oh, hang on, you got 3? I prefer ex-bourbon Hazelburn 2 molasses. Have we ever had? We've never had ex-bourbon Hazelburn, I don't think.
In what year?
I don't think we've ever tasted ex-bourbon Hazelburn.
I don't know, but I've tried to read the tourists, but they give free Samberton Hazelburn.
I don't think so. I don't think we have. Gerben. Nice to see you in. I think we do a little cheers. Gerben, to your mum. After 104 years, Gerben's mum left this world. Cheers, Gerben. What an amazing lifespan. Hope you get the same. See you on Sunday.